Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Browns going up against the Ravens. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
Larry, we are coming to you from the heart of Baltimore, nestled between Russell Street and I-395. We're at M&T Bank Stadium. Today, no waiting around. We jump right into an AFC North battle in Week 1 between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Boykin on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And now it's second down. And when this offense is clicking on all cylinders, the running back is in sync as well.
The focal point. Runs, catches, blocks, sets a tone for the offense.
Second and 10. It's Boykin again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And here are the Raven defensive starters.
Timmy Jernigan, play him over the nose, play him a defensive tackle, bounce him out to defensive end. Wherever you want to put him, Timmy Jernigan can play.
On third down, Boykin. And that is incomplete.
Let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offensive guys always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
They'll come out in the pistol. A first carry now for Kenneth Dixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
We talk all the time about how important it is to have leverage in blocking. It's also a big part of policing up gaps. Did you move someone out of the A gap? Did you move them out of the B gap in order to create space for your guy to run? In this case, all those gaps were shut down.
Yeah, the movement was defensive, and they got him for a loss. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
A run by Dixon. No gain on the play there. Second down. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. Flacco here on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
If your day involves blocking Danny Shelton, you better pack lunch and dinner. It's an all-day job.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Browns will take over first and 10. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On first down, Boykin. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They come out here in the I. They go play action here on first down, and it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now the rookie Boykin. He's got his target. It's Coleman for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman from 10 yards out, and the Browns have taken the early lead. And he knocks it through. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Passing play, Flacco. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for the Ravens. 57 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On second down, Flacco to throw. Steps away to his left. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys did not play offense.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. Now a play fake here on first down. Backing up. He sets to fire deep. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Corey Coleman, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. And he's got it up and through. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw, finding time. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Now Flacco. And this one is incomplete.
The defensive coordinator came into this game with a plan to get to the quarterback with whatever type of pressure is necessary. It's working to perfection for him today.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. Flacco will take to the air again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by K'Von Webster. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team. I just cut it, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. One receiver left. That's Allen. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. Second down, Flacco now. Dancing to his left. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it's third down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Flacco, and it's grabbed by Crockett Gilmore. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. He made his first attempt, this from 45.
That was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3, get a little bit closer, make it an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. 12 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Cleveland first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here we go, Ohio!
Throwing here, Boykin on first. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On first down, Boykin. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Boykin. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't one...
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. Deep drop. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. It's a pickup of 19, and the Browns are going to have a first down.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now Boykin on first down, and he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Courtney Upshaw in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Yeldon, the lone running back. Boykin. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Shipped together here from the D-line. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll try to punch it in with Yeldon. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it.
And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From back at the 3 now, this is 3rd and goal. Here's Yeldon, and he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now hang on here, timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal.
Let's go!
They'll go with a big back, Yeldon, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. T.J. Yeldon taking it in from a yard out, and the Browns add 6 to their lead. Showing some grits and some guts going for it there. 4th and goal, pounding it in.
And being rewarded for that confidence in the team, huh? The coach saying, let's go ahead and get this. And how about the guys up front firing out, finding a little bit of a crack for them to get through? Touchdown. I love it.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On second down, it's Boykin. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
They go play action now. Boykin letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. This from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just...
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Crockett Gilmore, there. And it's third down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. Being chased out left. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. Rolling the dice on 4th. Flacco complete to Gilmore over the middle. It'll be a gain of 6. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
He's got it to West on the dump off. Roughing the passer. That's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
Passing play. Flacco. And he finds a man on a crossing route. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line. To pass, Flacco. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Now Flacco. His throw caught right around the 6. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll try to pound it in with West. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. Flacco. Flush to his right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Keenan Allen from 3 yards out. And the Ravens get a bit closer.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on it.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. T.J. Yeldon, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns add on to their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then they don't come down with the football.
Right side catch, Gilmore. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
They do snap it. Flacco now. He's got his man on the crossing route. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
And they pick up the first down on a fourth down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they stopped him on third down or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. After the interception, here's Boykin. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Timmy Jernigan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On second down, it's Boykin. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
They go play action with Boykin. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now. Here's Ryan Allen now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. They begin here with a run by Wentz. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On second down, Flacco to throw. And a grab here by Gilmore. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Flacco from midfield. And that's complete to Gilmore. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands. Hit all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Sammy Coates, 37 yards. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And now the Browns coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on first down. Backing up. Going for the deep ball. And this is taken in at the 5. It's a big play there for the Browns. 59 yards. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. T.J. Yeldon with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Over the middle here to Coates. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving Day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. One receiver left, that's Allen. Now a play fake here on first down. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Now Boykin on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be second down.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people, but they'll run through them.
Yeah, able to shed tacklers. We saw it right there.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They come out here in the eye. Oh, Boykin's going to throw it. Deep drop. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Boykin to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. He got 29 yards that time. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second down now after the pass completion. Here's Boykin. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. Throwing now is Boykin. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. And the Ravens taking the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs? So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Cleveland, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.